Criminal cases from drunk driving to excessive speeding are being jeopardized by twists and turns in the years-long federal grand jury that's been looking into former Honolulu Police Chief Louis Kealoha and his prosecutor wife. Gina Mangieri is always investigating and explains. Gina?
Joe, last year, Honolulu's prosecutor told us his office was looking into police wrongdoing tied to traffic citations. Since then, defense attorneys have used that information to create delays and even dismissals. And some answers from prosecutors have raised more questions for the federal grand jury. Among several allegations before the federal grand jury investigating former Honolulu Police Chief Louis Kealoha and his deputy prosecutor wife, Catherine, is whether she fixed a traffic ticket for a friend by appearing in court and making a claim of mistaken identity. Honolulu prosecutor Keith Kaneshiro, her boss, told Always Investigating this last December.
It was not how it's portrayed in the media that she gave her friend a benefit. That did not occur. There is an ongoing investigation involving the case.
An investigation into whether HPD officers were trying to maximize pay for court appearances with ghost or excessive ticketing or taking bribes to not appear in court, which helps cases get dismissed. The person Kealoha went to court for was among those affected by that alleged scam.
As a result, the person agreed to cooperate with us, and there's a cooperation agreement that was done with that individual, signed by me. That
caught the ear of several defense attorneys around town, including DUI attorney Jonathan Burge, who began filing a slew of motions in dozens, if not hundreds of cases, everything from speeding to drunk driving, to question the credibility of arresting officers in their cases. Attorney David Fanelli has not used that approach, but sees it in court regularly lately.
There's, a notion that there must be a bunch of cops involved in this. And so perhaps where some attorneys in the past wouldn't have gotten so involved in filing motions, they are doing it now.
Are these attorneys who are using this strategy trying to say, my client was never pulled over for speeding, was never pulled over for drunk driving?
No, of course not. The idea is that if this officer was somehow engaged in some kind of ghost ticket thing, and they lied in that fashion, then this same officer who pulled my guy over could be lying about his driving, his performance on the standardized field sobriety test.
No proof of that has come out from any of the motions yet, but it has affected some serious cases all the same.
There's definitely more court congestion, which is always a concern with everybody. And then there are cases that are getting dismissed for violation of right to speedy trial or Rule 48.
And it's spilling over into the very federal grand jury that's weighing whether there really is or was a ghost ticket investigation involving as many as 5 officers, or if it's a story to cover up a favor for a friend. One of the many drunk driving and speeding cases using the ghost ticket credibility defense yielded a written response from a deputy prosecutor stating a particular officer was not a suspect in any criminal investigation at this time, and another deputy's statement in court clarifying there never was, past or present. A prosecutor spokesperson told Always Investigating not every deputy would know about investigations that go on in this office because of confidentiality.
The frontline prosecutors, the deputies, I hate to use the term plausible deniability, but I mean, they really don't have a lot of this information in front of them.
That has not satisfied the federal grand jury. Besides pressing Kaneshiro himself in at least 4 federal courthouse appearances, they've widened the scope to subpoenas of several of his deputies. Kaneshiro says he has not received a target letter, something the feds eventually send if you're in possible criminal trouble. Kaneshiro says he's not aware of any deputies getting one either. So if the ghost ticket cases are real, where are those local prosecutions? Kaneshiro had told us last year the federal grand jury threatened to derail his digging, and sources told us federal witnesses had been told not to talk to county authorities.
Let me just say this, that the federal prosecutor has been interfering with our investigation.
The Honolulu Police Department told us there is no investigation of a ghost ticket scam going on internally at HPD. We still want to know from the Honolulu Prosecutor's Office, in the face of this kind of strategy being taken at the court more and more often, how are they making sure that legitimate tickets from drunk driving to excessive speeding and more stick? We'll follow up when we get that answer. Gina Mangieri, KHON 2 News.